I just saw some wonderful photos that you took on your recent trip to Ghana. Where did you go and what was it for?
Our trip to Ghana was to Accra. We went to Accra to on a mission trip, and during that mission, we went to several villages in Ghana to provide health screenings on diabetes. We did health education to the community, to the chiefs, to two chiefs in Ghana. We educated on cholera because there was a cholera outbreak. We were able to purchase blood for some children in the hospitals whose parents could not afford blood for them. And the students were able to do hands-on screenings that they would not otherwise experience here in the United States. We were well received by the entire country, every place we went. We were very well received. We conducted 340 blood pressures and diabetes screenings, and the major problem during the screenings were the hypertension. Many of the people, one young man was in his early 40s. His blood pressure was 210 over 120. It was very, very high. We purchased medications for individuals, and it was very rewarding for Charles Drew University to be there. We met other colleges there, New York University, the 5 UC campuses. Students were there representing the 5 UC campuses, University of Houston, University of Iowa, and out of all of those universities, including Yale, Charles Drew University was able to have a live broadcast on the radio, and we were heard by 6 million Ghanaians.
Wow. So where are some of the places we're going to see that you went?
Well, you'll see we went to the, oh gosh, now I can't pronounce any of them anymore. But anyway, we went to several small villages and public health facilities. You'll see us teaching in one of the major hospitals, and also Ghana is one of the major contributors of cocoa, and we went to the cocoa plant where they actually grow cocoa, and they have a hospital there for the village, the individuals that work in the cocoa fields. To put it in a short word like that, they're basically big trees. I never would have thought the way cocoa grew on these trees, but you'll see cocos about the size of bowling balls and avocados about the size of a bowling ball. But we went to those areas and provided screenings for those individuals in the cocoa fields in 3 villages, and then in the public health department. We also went to a school of nursing, so you'll see us there at the school of nursing talking with the professional nursing faculty at the school of nursing.
And finally, I saw the door of no return, I think.
We did. We went to the castles, and the castle it's still. And I think you hear this from everyone, that when you go to these castles, you can still feel and see the spirits of the people there, and you really do. You know, you can feel the pain, and as they are showing you going into that castle, that there's no way out except for on the ships for the slaves that came to America and to Spain and Portugal and to the Bahamas or wherever they went, or if they were out of control or if they were unruly, they just dropped them in the water. It was just a hole there, and they said if you were unruly, this hole was for men, and they had another one for women, where they had a ball that chained 8 slaves out in this courtyard if they were not, if they didn't behave correctly. And the fact that they kept them in that castle for 3 months, and I think they kept them in the castle in a room about the size of this, but no light, standing up or sitting down, maybe 100 slaves in that room, so that they can be disoriented. I just think that they kept them in there so that they can be disoriented, and they wouldn't know where they were going after they came out. That was sad.
And how many students did you take?
There were 8 students, including myself, and then we had one of the parents of the students who's from Ghana and a retired nurse from the United States, from the Los Angeles Department of Health Services, the Sheriff Department, went with us as well.
Wow. And how did they react to that door of no return, that emotional experience?
I think all of the students, and we were all from different cultural backgrounds. So we had African American students, we had students that had parents that were Ghanaian, but they were born in the United States. We have students that were Nigerian, and we had a student from the Philippines. We had a student from South America, and each of them thought of their own parents' struggle or their own ancestors' struggles of how they may have had wars or been enslaved or been treated differently. So they all experienced. I think it helped them to, I think, become better individuals while they were there. It was a learning experience that I think they'll never forget. And I think the nursing, hands-on and caring, that they were able to see that, in America we can just open up a package of gloves and have thousands of gloves around. But in Ghana, there were no gloves.
None?
The gloves that we brought over, or we have sharps containers, and they were using boxes to put the sharps containers in. And when you look at sterile technique or isolation, that box is porous, so it's going to leak out, or they may get stuck because the needles can come through the boxes. So the students gave them, with my direction, how they can come up with using, the containers that their oil come in, or some of the hard plastic containers that they get water, to use that to throw the old sharps in if they didn't have boxes to throw them in.
Wow. So, would you recommend this trip?
I would recommend the trip. I would recommend the trip for all of our students and faculty, and even someone like yourself, to help them document some of these people that we came in contact with had never seen themselves on camera. So you'll just see sometimes some of the shots are just kids because they've never seen themselves on camera. So I was taking pictures of them and then showing them the pictures. And then we gave the community, you'll see a party with the kids. And we gave the students of the kids a party and cooked popcorn and had them have a dance contest and those types of things. And that was really fun to have them come, because they kept seeing this. We were in this big red bus, and they kept seeing this big red bus coming through. And so we wanted to invite them over, because most of the screenings were for adults. And then we gave them, Northrop Grumman helped to sponsor this program, and so we had the kids make airplanes, since they make airplanes, and they had fun throwing the airplanes around. We also went out to the bush and visited an orphanage, and there were 340 kids in that orphanage, and we talked to them about science, math, technology, nursing, engineering, and they also made airplanes, and then we gave them Saturday of Science t-shirts.
Wow, that sounds like a great trip.
Yeah.
I'm a witness. Take those trips while you're in school, because they sensitize you for whatever it is you're going to do. But thank you for telling us and showing these wonderful images.